We will rock you.
Ah, hey there. Everyone has different tastes. Myself, for instance, I love one-piece waterproofs and occasionally trying to pull off a horseshoe mustache. But, feel free to disagree. That is well within your right. But as the saying goes, opinions are like everyone and you're an arsehole. For many purchases, there are loads of choices to fit that opinion. But for fully built bikes from the factory, not so much. You get one color, maybe two if you're lucky. But there are a few companies that offer fully customized colors and kit from the factory. And luckily, today's video sponsor Orbea allowed me to do my custom lanky boy build. But I don't know how they're actually able to do it. So we got to go there and see how it's done. So I'm here at the Orbea headquarters in the Basque region of Spain because I placed an order for my own custom personalized Orbea Rise in Pinkbike, red and black, with a few tall man bits, big high bars and stuff like that. And we're going to watch it from a raw frame all the way to a fully built weapon. And the Mayo program is actually completely free. I just don't understand how that's possible. So hopefully I will find the owner and figure out how they do it. Yo,
I'm Parker.
no, owner?
Marketing.
I know Orbea from Martin Mays riding a Franken e-bike at the World Cups. Then a whole new team appeared with this new bike that does enduro and downhill, and it won at its first race. I think it's quite a narrow scope, so give me the bullet pointed history of Orbea so I kind of got the vibes before we go in.
1840s when we started, one of the oldest bicycle companies still producing bikes to this day. We started producing bikes though in about 1930 and mountain bikes in about the mid-90s. Originally, Orbea as a company, two brothers, they started a company building handguns. It was custom handguns built right here in the Basque Country, not far from where we're standing to this day. And from there, it went through all sorts of ups and downs as the economy changed and the needs of the markets changed. And eventually, they needed to do something with their expertise. Steel tubing meant they could kind of do some other interesting things like build bicycles. So they went from custom handguns to custom bicycles.
So me saying that we're going to build this bike and it's going to be an absolute weapon was actually quite quite appropriate.
Foreshadowing, yeah, a little bit, yeah.
A little bit foreshadowing. I know about that Franken e-bike, I know about the downhill bikes, but I'm guessing Orbea is a bit bigger than that because it took a long time to get from my car to here.
There's about 1,000 people on premise at this point, so a couple shifts within the factory, so they're not all here at this exact minute. But
a lot of people, we're going to meet some of them. Will one of them be the owner?
There's a good chance you see the owner.
Okay, sick. Right, let's go find the raw frame and get things going.
Absolutely. Follow me.
Lead the way.
There we go. So this is my one? It's close, but yours is a little bit ahead of us. So in order for you to see what a raw frame looks like, we'll pull this one off the rack so you can check it out. I was hoping we'd actually get to see the layup happening here. Doesn't happen here, no. Basic raw frame structure is done overseas. It is done in Asia. All of the engineering, R&D, design work, ideation, every other aspect is all done in the Basque Country directly in this office. They create the raw frames. Raw frames are brought here, and then paint and process is all completed in this facility. And why would you not do that like here? There's a level of expertise with each and every type of carbon that is specific to the output that you need. And so there's a lot of people who are very, very, very good at that. And at the end of the day, we want the best output possible, both from a value standpoint, performance standpoint, and we want to make sure that it can have the longest warranty possible. And sometimes it means knowing when to call it and go, we're good at engineering, we're good at design, we can create something really amazing, but there's somebody who's a little bit better at the carbon manufacturing portion of it. We're going to let them do that, bring it back here, and focus on the other aspects that we could do really, really well. So we've got a whole testing lab that both completes just standardized like ISO testing, and we call it the industry minimum because it really is. It's what you need to be considered safe and be something that can be sold to consumer. To have a really high performing product like this bike that competes on a World Cup, you need to have something that is above and beyond ISO.
So it's a raw frame. It's on this funky looking rig. Where is it going next?
From here, it's going to head into the paint booth. Okay, off you go. Let's do it. Yes. We're inside the paint booth. Okay. Behind us is a wall that basically runs air through it. It suctions any overspray or anything out of the air, so you have a really clean space to operate in. In front of us, like you said, Rion DH, it's on a paint stand that allows them to rotate it around, be able to access every angle of it. And what this is essentially a jig that lets each aspect of the frame be included in a single place so it can all be shot efficiently.
So you design the paint in-house. What is that? Is that just you pick the color off the catalog?
No, that's maybe the base of it and how you decide what color you want to engineer or design, but there's actual people in this building that have chemical engineering degrees, and they're sitting there designing the paint to withstand everything from, you know, the solvents and the sun and everything your bike goes through. UV rays are crazy. Like, they're very difficult depending on where you live. If you live in Morocco, you live in the desert, you live in a place that's really harsh on bikes, or if you live in the UK and you're washing it and it's covered in solvent, it's getting muddy all the time, right? You have very different sets of characteristics that paint needs to have in order to hold up to both of those things.
It's really involved. From what little I know about painting is it's an industry.
Yeah.
Why would you bring it in-house? It's so complicated.
The root of us is customization, so being able to maintain that flexibility in-house was really, really important. And it's something that lets us stand out. If we're painting things in the Basque Country, we're providing jobs, but then we also have a competitive edge that nobody else does because we're doing this stuff in-house.
What's your favorite color combo? And have you seen a color combo that you just thought was the most horrendous thing you've ever seen in your life?
There's always a paint job I see that I would have never thought of that I kind of immediately fall in love with. And there is inevitably always one that I just hope that person really understood what they purchased because it's going to be theirs forever.
All the writing on the frame, all the decals, the branding, all that kind of stuff. Paint or decals?
There's not really a stock answer for that. Some of our bikes have some really cool intricate graphics to them. Most of those are going to be a graphic, stickered on graphic, where a small portion of those are a masked off paint.
Paint, decals, it's time to assemble.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
Okay.
I was able to choose from so many different parts when I was configuring it.
Yep.
How? Where are they? Like, how do you do that?
The parts here are only parts that we need for a couple days of production, so it's pretty streamlined to what we have in this building. Everybody will pick the parts. Those parts will go onto a rack and be ready for the individual who's running all the cables and prepping the frame to putting the battery in, running all the electrical because you got yourself an e-bike, right? Then they'll take those parts and build it on the assembly.
Do the cable runners get paid extra?
Extra training, yes. But we know, based on what you ordered and when you ordered it, exactly when your bike's going to be produced. So the parts are here, slotted into these nice little packaged boxes and get placed right in front of your bike right as it is ready to be built.
Okay.
And we weren't going to build the bike unless you ordered it anyways.
So it's not like you have just every permutation.
No.
There's like...
Yeah, exactly. Every idea of a bike that could possibly be created just racked and ready. No, like essentially when you bought a bike, you purchased a Q-Spot. We're a just-in-time manufacturer. We weren't going to build the bike unless you ordered it.
Right.
And because of that, as soon as you placed your order, we knew the date your bike was going to be built. And so we had all the parts in line, ready to arrive and be here a couple days before your build. The assembly line moves, but it moves so people can keep active and keep moving and they're not just stagnant holding a bike the whole time.
So they got to chase it.
Exactly.
Slowly.
Very, very slowly. Very, very slowly. So the bike, it basically follows one person through it. So there's a separate person who, say, puts the crown race on the fork or puts the tires on and gets those things prepped. But the assembler is following it all the way through. They're going to build the bike throughout the entire process.
Oh, there you go. Not bad. No, very happy for a few things with the custom build, like big boy. These brakes are good. Getting this bigger rotors so I don't cook them. It's been nice. The downhill tires. Yeah, being able to customize is mint because usually you get a bike, you change out a load of parts. So, no, I've appreciated it, but never got to meet the owner.
Well, you might be surprised. I think you did. Can you decide who it was?
It was definitely this guy, the thumbs up bike builder.
Yeah, that's a pretty safe bet.
Was
That's
it?
a pretty safe bet.
What? Why is he
Well,
building
I
bikes?
think you met a few of the owners.
Okay, explain.
Well, as a co-op,
Okay.
a lot of the individuals you met throughout the entire process have a stake in the company. And so a lot of the people who work there are actually owners.
Is anyone else like that?
In the bike industry, as far as I know, we're one of the only. Every person in that factory and in those offices that's part of the co-op has a stake in exactly what's happening. So in the
Yeah.
good times, they get to see profits, and in the bad times, they're also liable for that. But it means that everybody's vested in what's happening.
Yeah.
They're all pushing together, and it means they all have a stake in exactly where the company goes. So it means a lot of passionate people
Yep.
get to work there and feel like they're getting something back out of the company. And your income separation between the lowest and highest paid employee is a lot tighter than you'll see in just about any other company in any other culture.
It's just amazing to see the scale. I had no idea going in. I've been to some places like bike factories and stuff before, but like the amount of people, the amount of different divisions, all the super focused, super experienced people
Yep.
who are just like doing good stuff. Very cool to see, and I like that I got a bike how I wanted it,
Exactly.
and this was fun.
Well,
Let's go.
the riding's not bad too, so we'll keep doing that now.
Parker, let's go bike.
Absolutely.
Say that.
Yeah.